Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, what is an Oklahoma onion burger, and can you cook it on your Ninja Woodfire Grill? And what is an onion's favorite singer? That one's easy, Elvis Parsley. I've been on a little bit of a burger kick lately. I've made a Five Guys burger, I have made an In-N-Out copycat burger, I've made a smoked burger, I've made regular smash burgers. I like burgers. But there's a burger that I had never heard of called the Oklahoma Onion Burger. But it's not new. Actually, it's really old. It's actually been called the Depression Burger because that's when it came out, during the times of the Depression.
In the 1920s, times were tough and beef was expensive. As a way to stretch their beef further and stay profitable, a handful of cafes in Oklahoma started taking mounds of relatively cheap, thinly sliced onions and smashing them down into their burgers. This didn't just help their bottom lines, it also tasted great. So the fried onion burger became a staple in cafes all over Oklahoma.
Now that we know what the Oklahoma Onion Burger is, let's figure out how to make one on our Ninja Woodfire Grill. Got a knife, and I got a mandolin, a specific Japanese mandolin. Apparently, this is the mandolin that everyone says you should use. Had great reviews on Amazon. I bought it with my own money. So I'm gonna give this mandolin a try. I'm gonna see how well I slice onions versus this mandolin. I'm pretty decent with a knife. This is my sharpest, best knife that I own. Let's see how we do, because we're gonna need a lot of onions. In fact, you need about half of an onion per patty. I'm only cooking one patty today, it's just me. So I only need about a half an onion, but we'll cut up a whole onion to do a side by side. I'm using yellow onions. I like yellow onions. Apparently you can use white onions, pretty much any onion other than red onions. Red onions have too strong a flavor for this type of thing. So you want to use white or yellow really. Now, this was something I saw somebody do and I had never done. I always peeled my onions after I cut them, but this person peeled their onion before they cut it and it seemed a lot easier. So I'm gonna give that a try. Oh my gosh. Why have I been peeling onions the other way my whole life? I always wasted like that first outer layer of the onion because it was just so hard to peel the first layer, but I'm able to get my fingernail underneath that first layer and it kind of just easily, mainly easily. Okay, it started off a lot easier. But this one section wants to be a jerk. I wonder if I go from the other side if it'll... No, that just flakes off. This is where I would always just get annoyed and rip off the very outer area. That worked pretty good. For the best onions, they say you actually want to cut them on the round, not on the side, because it's going to burst more onion vessels and make it more oniony. So to do that, since I'm doing a half and half, I'm going to cut my onion in half, and I'm going to cut off the pole here. Now you want a really stable work surface for this, so I'm gonna use the paper towel trick where you take a little paper towel, wet it, wring it out, stick it underneath your cutting board, and now your cutting board is super stable and not moving around on you. I love that hack. And the goal here is super thin slices. I mean, that's pretty thin, but that's not bad. I can almost see through them, but they're a little chunky. Now let's see what the mandolin can do. These guys are supposed to be insanely sharp, so you're supposed to be very careful with them. I have honestly never used a mandolin before, so let's see how this goes. Well, that busted off that end. That didn't work so great. Okay, that is making a shaved onion. How do I make an onion slice? Okay, there's this little blade in here, which was causing my onions to shred. I think we actually just want onion slices. So let's do another onion. It wasn't that hard to use. All right, let's see if this does anything different. Oh yeah, does it ever. Comes with this guy, so you don't cut your hand off. This is better. Okay, let's look at their onion versus my onion. The onion off the mandolin is probably a half or as third thick as my onion. And look how fast I did that. That's awesome. I love this thing. This is the best thing in the world. I want to slice more onions. I don't need any more onions, but I want to slice more onions. Boom. We get this guy, and oh man, I am never going back. Oh my gosh. This thing is amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a link down to this in the description. Just get one of these. It was $35 on Amazon, and it's worth double that. If this even lasts a year, I would have gotten my money out of it. It came with like some extra different style blades. I don't see this dulling that much because you're just rubbing the vegetable against it. It's never touching a cutting board. Bet you this thing will stay sharp for a long time. If anything, the Oklahoma onion burger is now my favorite burger because it got me this. I now have enough onions to make probably about 15 Oklahoma onion burgers, it looks like. Speaking of burgers, to make a burger, we need meat. Let's get that. This is some hamburger beef. This is 80-20. Now, I know this is the depression burger, but I'm using prime. Why not? Let's make this the best Oklahoma onion burger we can make. Now, these guys were doing smash burgers before smash burgers were even cool. So we need some balls.
That's what she said.
1/4 pound. So let's see what this guy weighs. This is a little over 1/2 pound. So we're gonna go 1 patty per burger. These are not doubles. And you wanna work your hamburger meat so it gets tacky and rolls out of your hand. You really want this guy to stay together. See how it's like kind of sticking to my hand? With this style burger, you don't have to worry about overworking it because you're smashing the heck out of it. All right, we got 1 2.5 ounce ball. And we'll make a second one because who knows, what if I mess up? Now the procedure for this is a little bit different than your average smash burger. Your average smash burger, you just take this and you smash it. We actually need to form like a 3-inch patty out of this that we will then smash because we need to be able to have the onions on top and they need a place to sit. So we're gonna make like a little puck. Probably don't need to be as precise as I'm being, but why not? There you go. We need to season these. We're gonna hit them with a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper, flip them. Now they say to take these and put them in the fridge to stay cold until you're ready to work. I guess it keeps the texture of the meat better. Let's do that. For the buns, I went with these Sara Lee brioche buns. You just want something that's kind of soft and squishy. We're not actually gonna toast these. I guess it's time to head outside and set up the Ninja. For today's cook, I'm gonna be using some charcoal pellets. I will throw a link down in the description. I've been using these for a long time now, and I really like them. They give great flavor. They weren't very expensive. The only thing is, you gotta buy a really big bag of them. And even though this is only a short cook, you've gotta fill the hopper to the top, the tippy top.
Right to the top.
Otherwise, it's probably not gonna ignite. The igniter's up here, not down here. All right, once you have your pellets in there, do the dad shake. The dad shake either compacts the pellets and makes them burn better, separates the pellets and gives them lots of air and makes them burn better, or does absolutely nothing. I do it every time. We're gonna take this, it's gonna go in here. In the wood fire, we have my favorite accessory, the griddle. Goes right in here. You don't need to use smoke for this recipe, but I'm gonna use my little hack so that I can have some smoke and not have the lid yell at me to be closed. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this bad boy on. We're gonna set it to grill high. We're gonna turn on wood fire, and we're gonna hit start. It's gonna say IGN. When IGN turns off, we're gonna turn the grill off, turn it back on to grill high, and let it preheat. These pellets will already be lit. Everything is going to work from a Ninja Woodfire smoke standpoint, but it's not gonna think that wood fire's on, so it's not gonna yell at us to close the lid. We'll get a little bit of smoky flavor on these when we steam everything down, and why not? We have smoke, let's use it. Our grill says it's preheated. Let's see how hot it got. Just shy of 480 in the middle. That'll do it. Now this is gonna go fast, so pay attention, or not. If you don't want to, I'm not, whatever. If you wanna watch it, go ahead. We're gonna take a patty. No grease or anything. We're gonna take a haystack of onions. If you have one, use a burger smasher. So you get like a 4 or 5 inch patty. Now I feel like I could probably fit a couple more onions on that guy. Now we're gonna let this cook for 4 or 5 minutes until we start seeing a really nice brown crust around the edge. I think I can probably. Apparently for them, the reason they did the whole smash burger thing was to make it look bigger with the same size of meat. More visually appealing with less cost. And like I mentioned before, they don't toast the buns. You steam the bun on top of the meat. So we're gonna take the top bun, you're gonna put it down that side. You take the bottom bun, put it down like that. And now we're gonna close the lid and let them steam for 3 to 5 minutes. But we get steam with smoke. Because see, we still smoking. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. Let's give them a peek. My bun fell. My buns didn't steam, they baked. We're gonna do a bun redo. I'm just gonna take these buns off and put new buns on and only let them go for a minute or two. Can't do that one. That's fused. I don't think there would have been anything wrong with that, but it wouldn't have been authentic. Okay, we're gonna just put you there like that. And we're gonna put you there like that. Close you for a minute. There's your problem. The fan blows the buns all around. Not gonna work. All right, we are just going to get these burgers off the grill. There's my attempt at Oklahoma onion burgers. I think I might do one more, but let's check these out first. Okay, the bun's softened up. Even the one that was fused with the cheese. There's your cross section. I think I burnt the onions because I let it go too long trying to steam. I don't know, I think I did everything wrong. Let's try one with just the cheese and the onions. Okay, I think I needed more onions. And for the steam, I have an idea. Let's try it without cheese, the way they, I think, originally did it. I do think I burnt the onions. I think I let these go too long. Now, some people put, they say, a little bit of mustard, a couple pickle slices. Let's give that a try. I definitely prefer it with the mustard and the pickles. Just adds a nice zing to it. Let's go cook one more. Yep, that's the way you do it. I believe this is the Oklahoma onion burger. I think it's gonna taste better than those other ones. Let's find out. The bun is soft and steamy versus a little crunchy on the other ones. And I think my onions look a little bit more jammy. Oh yeah. Just look at the difference. Look at the difference. Those onions are not burnt. They look delicious. Let's try the real Oklahoma onion burger. You gotta get the dome. You gotta steam it right. Don't overcook it. That is perfect. I need to taste this with pickles and mustard. Cheers. I can totally see the hype now. Honestly, these guys, I overcooked them. And I was wondering, I'm like, man, it's a decent burger. It's not a great burger. That's a great burger. That gives me White Castle vibes, which White Castle is one of my favorite. The little diced onions steamed with the bun. This has very much that flavor profile. I like this a lot. I'm gonna put this recipe up on dadgotthis.com, but I'm gonna put the correct way to do it. If you are enjoying this channel and this content, please do the likey, subscribe stuff. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. Also, leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. And if you really want to support this channel, consider becoming a member. Members get 24-hour early access to videos, shout outs. They get different levels depending on what you want. I'll even send holiday cards for the top levels. It's a nice way to support this channel, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who is a member. I'd also like to thank Roosevelt, my clothing sponsor. If you want to get any of these kind of cool shirts that Dad wears in the videos, rsvlts.com. So I guess that answers the question about what an Oklahoma onion burger is, and if you can cook it on the Ninja Woodfire Grill. So that only leaves one question left to answer. What did the mama onion say to the baby onion? I'm rooting for you. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes and make fantastic burgers on the second try. But there is one thing that Dad will never do, and that is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This episode of Dad Got This was brought to you by our producers. Thank you very much.